here. I know we have a training if you guys are doing the Daniel G. I might be saying his name wrong. I think that's what it is though. After this, that's really good. So make sure that you catch that. That's up after this. But I really wanted to come in and talk about comp plan. So I actually made a slide deck for this. I'm a total noob and just used Canva, but I'm so hyped about it that I was like, I feel like I need it to be like a visual thing so everybody really gets it, because seriously, who was at convention, virtually or in person? Both ways are great. Drop it in the comments if you were there. If people were on early, they were saying what their favorite takeaway is. So feel free to share that too. This compensation plan enhancement, I was telling someone earlier, I seriously think it is the biggest thing that Q has done since I've joined. And I feel like it was so big when we were sitting there in the room, like it didn't even really hit us the second day of sessions when Betsy came on and really broke down the training. I was like turning around to everyone being like, oh my gosh, that didn't even click for me. I didn't even realize, like, it's such a huge deal, you guys. Essentially what happened, we're going to break it down. But Jake rolled out a new section of our comp plan where you can hit all of the same promotions that we've previously had, which, let's be honest, it was already a baller comp plan, but now you can do it just with customer sales, just customer volume. You do not have to recruit. So for the people who maybe struggle to recruit, or that's not their strong suit, or maybe they had a bunch of volume and they could just never get that second PA, but customers came more naturally to them, guess what? All of those people can hit all of these promotions in our compensation plan just the same now. Let me tell you that we're going to talk in detail about what exactly is new. But first, I want to say that there might be other companies that maybe have pieces of our comp plan. They're not terrible comp plans. People can make good money. There is no other company that has all of these pieces together that our compensation plan has. We literally have no competition with this, you guys. It is incredible. You are at the right place at the right time. Okay. So because I want to waste no time, we're going to jump right in. So this is what was changed. We originally had a 4-box compensation plan. I will drop these pictures because, again, I'm a little bit of a noob with making slides and it's kind of blurry. But these you can also get directly in your back office, or not in your back office, in your ARC app. If you guys didn't see that, we had some amazing updates that happened to ARC over the weekend. And one of them is that you can pull up all of these slides underneath speakers in the like tools section of the ARC app. So you can get all of these. That's where I took it from. So we originally had a 4-box compensation plan. Now we have a 5-box compensation plan because we have added this number 2 box right here, which looks very similar to what we had before. You just have to pay attention that it says CV rank. In our back office, everybody is now going to have not 1, but 2 rank titles, meaning whatever you are right now, let's say tonight you're sitting here as an executive ambassador, you now can be a builder and executive lifetime rank with Q, or an executive and executive ambassador lifetime rank with Q, because you now can take advantage of both of these boxes, meaning that everything you have already previously built with your overall volume, like as your lifetime rank that you currently have, you can still continue to build that way and now tap into a second double dipping, if I might say, paycheck with just customer volume. Okay. This is a huge, huge deal. So now when you're looking at this, this is what you're going to be looking at. You're going to have your CV and it's going to total up the same exact way as what we had previously, right? So all of the amounts are the same, which I really like because it makes it simple. Same thing as always, right? Builder 300 in volume. So now builder and customer volume is 300. This customer volume is your personal customers. This is not within your team at all. This is what you are doing, your own personally sponsored customers. Okay. If you had pre-existing volume, you're going to see this hit tomorrow in your back office that you will get a new title. People are already being announced for hitting the promotions that they're achieving with this, but it's all going to actually hit in the back office tomorrow. So whatever CV you have there, you can start looking at these for paychecks, and it's going to work very similarly. So as an example, and Betsy, these are actually Betsy's slides that I took from the convention presentations, but Betsy used executive as an example. Okay. So let's say that you have 2,000 in customer volume. That would be roughly about 20 people ordering Q Core. Okay. That would be $250 of commission pay that you're going to get for being an executive customer ranked ambassador. Okay. Now here's the insane part that just absolutely blows my mind. On top of that set pay that we now have for our customer commissions, you are also going to utilize box one, you guys. So on top of the $250 that you're going to get for being a customer ranked executive, you also, in this specific example with 2000 CV, would be getting 30% customer sales commission on top of that. That's $600, friends. That means an executive ambassador with customers is now making $850 in that month. Like, moment of silence for the mind blownness, because an executive ambassador utilizing our already great compensation plan would have made $250 with their $1,500 in OV in their organization. Now doing that same thing with customers is going to make you $850. This is wild. If you keep plugging in numbers, I was doing it earlier, like 4,500 in volume of customers, right? Things that are still totally capable for so many people. The money is unreal, you guys, unreal. And if you do the math, we were doing it at convention, basically being an executive with your customer volume, you make annually about $10,000. And that is 20 orders that they have in this example. Isn't that crazy? So crazy. So that's just one example of how you're going to utilize this, right? Here's our second slide. This is showing you all three of these first boxes now, right? So we have your customer commissions that you are still making. You have your box 2, where you're now going to see all of the promotions that you will hit with your CV volume. Again, that is personal customers. And then you have your box 3, which is our traditional, the comp plan we already had, right? With your overall volume, your 2 PAs that you need. This is your team building box. Okay. So now when you're looking at our comp plan, this is how you're going to see it set up, just like this. And it breaks down, again, a little example over here. If you were to have the CV executive at 2000 and the OV elite, I think my silly slide cut it off for you guys. But seriously, go through and do some of the math, play around with these numbers and get excited, because this is really, really awesome. So let's talk about really what this means for people. So what this means is that you need to be going back to everybody on your team, because the game just changed. Anybody who previously was here and wasn't taking off the way that they wanted to, maybe recruiting was hard for them, this changed everything. They can come in and they can build more income than what we were building with ambassador recruitments by coming in strong with customers. Okay. This means that we officially have a 100% equal way to build businesses here, regardless of what people's strong suit is with customers or ambassadors. So be checking in with everyone. We're going to talk about action steps in a minute. What this also means is this is another reason why we are completely flipping the industry on its head, you guys. We've taken all of the standards that network marketing previously have, and one quarter by one quarter of the year, we're just coming in and we're setting new standards. The industry is changing and we're like the head of the pack with that. So be confident with this. If you have not shared about this yet, first of all, I want you to go through to your ARC app. I want you to pull up this whole slide deck. I'm not going to do the whole thing for time's sake, because I need to keep it at 30 minutes tonight, but pull this slide deck up if you didn't watch what Betsy did at actual convention session. And please click through this whole slide deck. She did a wonderful job. I'm not sure, Case, do we know if we have the recordings of that yet for people to watch again?
I haven't seen them dropped anywhere, but I know they're probably going to release them. They just got back in office today.
Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as those come out, if you missed it, Betsy's presentation is a must watch. I mean, the whole thing, of course, but she really did a fabulous job breaking this all down. So the basics of this is that we now can promote the same way with customer volume as we previously did with ambassador volume, right there alone. So let's talk about how we can really utilize this. So I'm going to give you two things, a personal action step and duplication action step. But first, we're going to start with personal. First thing you need to do, you guys, you need to get in your back office and pull reports. Okay. I know that you probably have customers who you've enrolled over the last year or so of Q Mafia being a team, and they might have slipped through the cracks. It happens, especially if you were really trying to go heavily with business building. I think customers might have maybe taken a little bit of a back burner. It's time to make sure that we are checking in on those people. We need to make sure that they know about all of the new products that came out, but we need to make sure we're doing that in a way that is serving them and not selling them. Okay. Do not hit somebody up who you haven't talked to in 6 months and be like, hey, bro, there's new products. Which one are you going to buy? No, we need to check in. We need to be like, hey, how's it going? Feel free to be excited. Let them know you just got back from the Big Q convention. How have they been doing? Are they still using their products? Touch base with them. A really fabulous tool was rolled out during Bronze Academy and convention this weekend for checking in and onboarding customers. I highly recommend what they suggested actually, which was printing out a bunch of them or getting them printed at your FedEx. I would go through and do those checklists for customers that are pre-existing. Okay. I know that's kind of like going back to square one, but I think with all of these changes we have in our comp plan right now, it's a great time to start from square one, even with pre-existing customers. Okay. And this also means that you need to check on people's auto ships, right? If they are using their products, do they have their auto ship on? They're going to get rewards products for having their products ship out every month on auto ship. And also we upped the ante with our customer rewards or with our Q rewards. So now people can actually earn all the way up to 30% rewards off of their PV that they're ordering every month on auto ship. You guys, that's crazy. That is crazy. That means every time that they're ordering each month, that is free products that are adding up for them in their back office, and all the way up to the rate of 30%. So make sure we're serving those people. Please don't be thirsty. I know it's really tempting to be like, oh my gosh, how much CV can I get right now from people that have already tried products, but truly go into it with a serving heart so that you don't taint people, especially with all the excitement. I know a lot of us are sharing publicly that we can now promote with customers. The worst taste you could put in somebody's mouth is to have a post on Facebook talking about how you can promote with customers and then just be blowing up all of their phone numbers, asking them to order, right? They can put 2 and 2 together. They know that you're just messaging them to get volume and to get a sale because you had a change in your comp plan, right? So make sure you keep a serving heart at the front of everything that you're doing, but pull your reports. Number 2, I want you to pick a personal goal. Okay. And really, I would roll with this weekly. What is your goal by Friday? Some of you guys already have volume in your back office. So this is going to depend on the person, right? If you have no customer volume, I would be like, I'm trying to be builder by Friday, right? If you already have a little bit of customer volume, maybe you're going to set that for pro. If you're a total BA and you've already got a lot, maybe you're shooting for executive. But whatever it is, I think everyone would be doing themselves justice to set a goal for Friday. Maybe set a weekly goal or a monthly goal, but give yourself something that you're aiming towards with this, with customer volume. Write it down. And then number 3 is you're going to map it out. So mapping is something that could be a whole training in itself, but I really love the idea of keeping track of what you need. With our customer volume now, one of the really cool things that I thought is you could almost break this down by product, right? So if you're trying to be builder by Friday, I think the easiest example would be that is 3 customers getting on Q Core, right? So how are you going to map it out? How many customers do you need to sign up with Q Core? How many terpenes could you get in people's hands to add up to 300 CV for builder, right? Map it out. Give yourself a plan of action that you're going to try to take rather than just giving yourself a huge goal of 300 CV or 600 CV. How is that actually breaking down for you in a more tangible type of way that you can get really fabulous products into people's hands, right? We had collagen creams. 2 days using them, I'm like, oh my gosh, my skin already feels different. Like, how much PV are those? And how many people do you need to help get that into their hands to accomplish that goal, right? Make a map, have a plan of action. And then number 4 for personal action step is share. You guys, share. We don't want to be spammy, right? I know a lot of times when we were originally doing trainings in Q Mafia, we were like, don't be the person trying to straighten people's hair at the mall kiosk, right? Has anybody ever ran into those? You see them trying to like offer to straighten people's hair for free. And we're like, trying not to make eye contact, talking to nobody on our phone. So don't be spammy, but share about your experience. Experiences and stories is what actually sells these products. Infographics are wonderful, but very few people are just going to buy a product off an infographic. So what are you using? What did you buy at convention? What product have you loved the most in your time at Q? If you have not shared publicly about that, now is the time, you guys. Get on there and share. I really like the idea of picking one product. I think a lot of times we can go a little bit ham because we love all of the Q products. So we want to talk about all of the Q products. But remember, if you're making a map, and let's say you're mapping it out, I think 7 terpenes adds up to 300 CV. I think that could be wrong, so don't fact check me on that. But let's just, for an example, say it's 7 terpenes and you love chill. Get on your stories and talk about chill. Talk to them about your experience. Don't educate them. We're not going into the science of what a terpene is and all the molecular molecules. And I'm not sciencey, so that's not even a good example. But we're not educating. We're just sharing our experience. Why do you use chill? What does it make you feel like? What stories do you maybe have of other customers who have already used it? Those are the things that are going to bring new customers into your Q organization. So share. And then lastly, that I didn't put on here is make sure that you join the new Facebook page. We have a new Facebook page for our customers now. This is going to be a huge part of our support system for them. It's called the Q Sciences Way. I dropped a link for that earlier in the Q Mafia chat, and I'll drop it in the Freedom Co chat as well. But make sure that you're added in there and that you add all of your ambassadors and customers. Give them that link so they can get into that community. There's 8 weeks of content that's already going to be rolling out there. Giveaways, rewards for people who are being consistent on their auto ship, a whole community that is being formed specifically for our customers. So get your people in there so that they can utilize that. Let's talk duplication action steps, okay? Because guess what? This CV box that we have now is all for personal customers, but any personal customers that your team gets, guess which box that rolls into? Our original OV box. So by helping your team get these customers, you are in turn helping your overall volume. We rise by lifting others, quite literally, in this industry. So duplicating action steps down is going to be so important. Number one, you got to notify people. Okay. The cold hard truth, we're in such a crazy world right now. Like, there's a lot of people who maybe bought the ticket and couldn't show up, or they bought the virtual ticket and they missed half of it. You need to make sure that as a leader, you're really notifying people of what has happened. They're probably living under a rock if they haven't heard about this comp plan change, but who knows? Maybe they don't know. So be the leader. Make sure that you're going to all of your people. You guys, I have been talking to some people the last couple of days who haven't been active for the last 6 months, but I still made sure that I went and let them know about all of these changes, because this could be what makes a big difference for them in their business at Q. And maybe they want to come back and start up, right? Don't leave anyone off the table. The least you can do is just let them know what has happened. Okay. I recommend pulling a PA report for this. Again, you have all these reports at your fingertips in your back office. Quick reports can do a lot of it for you, but go to all of your personal ambassadors, pull that report, work your way down with a highlighter, and just make sure, again, you are reaching out with a genuine heart and you're not reaching out thirsty for volume. Okay. Number 2, you need to lead them. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to all of your ambassadors and you're going to do these steps with them. Okay. You're going to help them pull their reports. You're going to help them pick a goal. You're going to help them map that out, and you're going to help them figure out how to share. You are going to duplicate these personal action steps with your people. Okay. And then lastly, you are going to share encouragement and recognition. I cannot tell you in the last 24 hours how freaking just on fire I have felt by being in all of our chats. Why? Because every time someone's getting a customer, we're like, oh my gosh, shout out to Jen, shout out to Carly, shout out to Casey for getting a customer. Shout out to Raquel for getting out a new conversation. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out. And it boosts the team camaraderie. It boosts everybody's mojo. We're like ready to rock and roll again. This is such an important part of leadership. When people feel like you see them, they are more motivated to continue with all of their hard work. Unnoticed hard work can sometimes feel defeating, you guys. Everybody has different love languages, but it's really important that we're recognizing the people who are working really, really hard right now, the people who are on leaders board, who are getting new customers, who are starting those 3-way chats with their uplines, who are using the system. Make sure you're encouraging them. And then my last slide here is a quick little, who can you serve? Who is waiting to hear from you? And what's going to happen if you wait too long? These are 3 questions that I really want you to reflect on tonight. It's time to go back to square one. Okay. Print out that old launch doc, y'all. Print it out. Let's make a new list of 100 people. Who are 100 people who we could serve with our products? Who are the people? I know you have them. I know a lot of people, myself included, have been super business minded with this. And so we've been thinking about our ideal business partners and who we want to work with and what those people look like. And that is all fabulous. I don't want you to push it to the side, but I want you to break out a new piece of paper and start thinking with a new mindset of who can you serve with our products. You guys, we have really, really high quality products that's coming from a very crunchy person. I'm crunchy as hell. My husband thinks I'm a hippie, tells me all the time I feed him witch's brew. We have good stuff. We've got the goods. Who needs them? Who do you know that needs them? Keep this compliant. Make sure you're compliant. Don't be sharing about curing cancer or curing the vid on social media because we don't do that here, but make sure that you're thinking about who you can serve. Number 2, who is waiting to hear from you? You guys, there are people who have been engaging on your content, who have been feeding you with invitations to come and talk to them. And I guarantee you, you have not hit them all up yet. So go back through your list of people who have kind of already given you the permission to have a conversation with them. Who's really consistent in liking your content? Who watched your stories all weekend when you were at convention? Who has been a big support system for you in doing this? Go back through. How many times have people been told no before they had someone sign up on their team? I've been told no a lot. And then I go back and I just do a check-in and people sometimes are ready. Sometimes the timing wasn't right. So who is already there waiting to hear from you? Okay, go check those things. My biggest place that I check for this is Instagram story viewers. Like every day I'm looking to see where's a new face, who's someone who's been watching, right? They're there. You are gonna have to be the person who reaches out. I know we all want that magical business where people just blow us up and ask us for a bunch of information on our products and ask us on how we can help them build a business. But sometimes you have to be the person who initiates the conversation. So make sure you're not letting anyone slip through those cracks. And then lastly, what happens if you wait too long? This has happened to me, you guys. I have had people on my mind, had people on my heart that I wanted to reach out to about Q or about our products or about our business, but I was nervous and I waited. And guess what? They went and they signed up with somebody else. This is the time to jump on the train, okay? Don't stand and wait and overthink and overanalyze and be scared about what people are gonna think about you. If you were watching any of the sessions this weekend, I would hope that you are just on fire and having a hard time containing yourself because that's how big this was. But don't wait too long because I can promise you, Q is growing. Our community is growing. They said this weekend, we're no longer flying under the radar, you guys. People know what Q Sciences is. They're paying attention to us. If you wait too long, they're gonna sign up with somebody else. They're going to. They're gonna hear about our products from somebody else. They're gonna see a post about this from somebody else. So don't hesitate. The worst that can happen is no. And if they tell you no, that's okay. Then we just move on. I think it was Marielle that shared at the very first convention that I went to in our tiny little corporate office about how she was told no like 35 times in a row before she ever got a single yes. Okay. So it's going to happen. If you wait too long though, they're going to go tell somebody else yes, and it's not going to be you. And you're going to kick yourself over and over and over again, thinking what you could have done if you would have reached out sooner. Thank you guys for so much for coming on tonight. I'm really just incredibly excited about this. There's a lot of information packed into this new comp plan. So if this was not enough for you, if your questions weren't answered, if you thought of more, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to your bronze upline. We can give you all of the goods and really break it down even further. But truly, 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 a new leaf has been turned and it's time for us to run. Bye, guys. I'm so excited to see what happens.